time to get serious about where my money is actually going. Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo Moment to One, and in today's video I'm going to talk about my October budget and what I plan on doing. So if you watched any of my other weekly vlogs or anything, you will know that I've been on this whole budgeting, saving, investing kind of journey. I feel that I can manage my money pretty well, but I feel that there is a lot of room for improvement. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been looking into it a little bit more. I've been watching a few people on YouTube, and I've been talking to a few family members, and they've just mentioned things, and it's kind of got the cogs working in my little brain. And I just feel that I need to do better when it comes to money. Now, I just want to point out a couple of things. First of all, I am not a financial advisor. This is just something that I'm doing and I'm learning, and I'm taking you along with the journey as I'm learning to do so. And second of all, I just want to say that everybody's financial situation and how everybody would budget and save and invest is different for everybody. So even though I love hearing your opinions and I love hearing your advice, please carry on giving it to me. Please tell me your advice, your tips, your tricks and everything else. But please don't be offended if it's not suitable for me and where I am in my life right now. But I would really, really appreciate any comments you have, because even though it might not be for me, somebody else reading it, it might really help them. And this is what this community is all about, not just helping me or me helping you, but we're helping each other. So anyway, let's get on with it. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all my income streams. Now, I don't talk about what I do on my channel because I think it's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at my income streams. So what do I have coming in every single month? And if it's a fixed salary, then I look at my fixed salary. But if it's like various, if I do a lot of side hustles, freelancing, self-employment or anything like that, then I kind of give myself a rough estimate of how much I'm actually bringing in every single month. Once I've done that, I then start looking at my outgoings, and the first thing I do is look at my fixed outgoings. So this includes things like my household bills, my phone bill, my internet package, my life insurance, my son's after school activities like his martial arts and things like that. So what fixed bills do I have coming out of my bank every single month? And I put that money to one side. The next thing I look at is what unfixed expenses do I have that come out every single month. So these are things like my groceries. It could also be things like my petrol. So for example, in September, I'm not really going anywhere, but just potting around the town I live in, taking my son to school and back. So I don't need to have that much petrol. But I also know that in October, I've got half-term holidays and I will be taking my son off to do maybe a day trip or two, or we're going to go off and see friends and family more because we're all on a half-term break. So I know I'm probably going to use a little bit more petrol. So month to month, my petrol can go up or down. So I class it as an unfixed expense. But what else do I have that comes out of my bank every single month, but the price could be up and down quite a lot? So I look at all my unfixed expenses and I give myself an overall average of how much that's going to be. Now, personally, me, I like to always over budget. So if I think something is going to be £45, I will always budget 50. If I think something's going to be £86, I always budget 100. So I've always got a buffer if for any reason the price has gone up without me knowing. So that's kind of how I do my monthly bills. I do my fixed expenses first, and then I do my unfixed expenses, and I put that in my budget. Okay, the next thing I do then is I see what's left. After what's left, I will then start looking at what do I want to put into savings. Now, this is where I've been going wrong, because I haven't been putting things in my savings as regularly as I should be. I've kind of been like, oh yeah, I forgot to do it this month, or oh, it's summer holidays, I won't bother, or oh, I've got this to pay for, so I won't bother. And I feel that I really need to stop doing that and make sure that I'm putting money in my savings without fail. So I make sure I sort out my fixed bills, then my unfixed bills, so that I can make sure that we're still surviving. And then I need to put money straight into my savings account because I'm just not doing as well as I should be. Okay, after I've done the savings account, again, I have a look and I see what's left. And I start splitting my money into my emergency fund and into my sinking funds. Now, I'm not going to go into the sinking funds that I have, but if you'd like me to do a video on the sinking funds that I personally have, then do let me know. If you don't know what a sinking fund is, it's things like putting money to one side for a particular event or a particular time that there's going to be a lot of bills coming out of your bank. So for instance, March to April is when everything for my car kind of comes out. The car tax, the car insurance, the MOT is due, the service is due, my breakdown cover is due, everything's due between March and April. So what I do is I start putting a little sinking fund together, and I start putting money into that sinking fund till I've got enough money that I think will cover all of the bills that I have for my car. And I've got several different sinking funds. So I will take money out of my monthly pay. And this is something that I have not been doing. I've been just ignoring it and just going off and go, oh, I'll just pay it when it comes in. I'll just do it when it comes in. But then I'm like freaking out and having an anxiety attack and stressing because I've had to pay out this huge bill that I was expecting, but I didn't pay any attention to it. So sinking funds are really important. So fixed bills, unfixed bills, savings, sinking funds, and emergency fund. I put them in together. Now, my emergency fund is, I've always been taught to have a £1,000 emergency fund. So if anything was to go wrong, you've got £1,000 there. So for instance, if the washing machine broke or the oven broke or the fridge freezer broke, then I've already got £1,000 just to literally go and replace it without worrying where I'm going to get money from or having to put it on any kind of credit card or anything like that. So I've got the £1,000, I've already got that, and I'm continuing to build that until I've got 3 to 6 months of expenses. I want to go 6 months expenses if I can. I'm not quite there. I'm actually nowhere near there, to be honest, but I want to get 6 months worth of expenses that I have every single month already there. So if anything was to go wrong, if work wasn't working or something was happening and I couldn't work, then I've got 6 months worth of expenses in my bank to tide me over while I try and find something else. So once I've got all that sorted, so far, I'm going to keep repeating it so it goes in. So far, I've got what my income is, my fixed expenses, my unfixed expenses, my savings, and my emergency and sinking funds. I put all the money that I want to put in that straight away. The next thing then is again to see what's left. And this is when I start looking at the month ahead. So in September, it is my birthday. So I've got a special occasion coming up. My birthday's coming up. So I will take £60 out and I will take my son off for the day and we'll go and do something fun together. And then we've got October, and October there is a half-term holiday. So again, I will take a section of that money out and say that is for half-term holidays. We can go off and we could do something. If a friend comes and asks us to do something last minute, I've got the money there to be able to go and afford to do it. The next thing I'm going to do, this might sound a lot. Let me know if this sounds like a lot, because as I'm saying it, I feel like, is this too much? But I also feel it's necessary. So let me know. The next thing I then have is a miscellaneous. If someone says, oh, do you want to go out to bowling this weekend on a whim, or my son randomly needs a new school jumper or something comes up, I've got £100 put away as miscellaneous money so that I can go off and do those things without feeling like I have to keep saying no to my son all the time, or I'm going to have to borrow money off my mum or my dad or something to go and buy him a school jumper or anything like that. I've already got a miscellaneous file for anything extra that comes up that I might not have accounted for. It's already there, ready to go. And then finally, I've got then our fun money. So whatever's left, I can use as fun money. So it means I can go and treat myself if I wanted to, or if I wanted to go and take my son off for an extra day as an extra treat, I can do that. Or if I want to go and buy him a McDonald's, or I want to go and take him for a Costa coffee date, or anything like that, I've got fun money. Now, what I am planning on doing is I'm going to make sure that anything I've got left at the end of it, so anything that's left in miscellaneous will stay there. And if I have to spend anything out of it, I'm just going to top it up the following month. So it's always like £100. I'm always going to keep topping it up. And then when it comes to my fun money, again, I will see how much I'm actually spending on myself or on my son every single month. And I will have a look and see, do you know what? That's a little bit too much. I don't really need to spend that much money. So I'm going to put more money in a sinking fund. I'm going to put more money in my emergency fund. Now, this is a new journey for me. Again, I've done it my entire life, but I've not really been serious. And now I am where I am in my life. I think it's time to be very, very serious about what I want to do. I do want to start investing as well, but I don't know anything about it. So if anybody knows anybody that I could watch on YouTube or books I can read on investing that is for beginners, I don't want something that I'm really not going to understand, that I have to read 30 times, then Google what it means. I don't want that kind of stuff. I want somebody to explain investing to me in very, very simple terms. Do let me know in the comments below of who you suggest I should be watching or reading to learn about investing, to make my money go further than it already is. And I also know that as I do this budget and as I go on this journey, I'm going to make mistakes and it's not going to be perfect. And I'm kind of learning how much I'm spending. So I might say I put £100 in miscellaneous, but I actually need more. Or I've given myself £300 a month fun money, but I don't need £300 a month for money. Why do I need £300 a month for money? And also what I haven't included in that is our holiday fund as well. So I need to start putting money away for our holiday fund and our spending money and everything else, which goes with going on holiday. So I need to add that in there somewhere as well. But like I've just said, this is a journey. I'm learning. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to mess it up. And I'm okay with that. I'm hoping in about a few months, 6 months to 9 months time, I will figure out where I'm going. I will go on a roll with it. I will understand it, and hopefully I can start making my money grow further for me as I do this. So that's how I plan on budgeting from here on out. And if you want me to do a video on sinking funds or anything like that, do let me know. And if you also would like me to do a video every single month on my budget and how things are going, again, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do that as well. There are going to be more videos coming up about saving money and how to do frugal living, to make sure that you are putting all the money that you want to go and do things with your life, then you're putting it to one side. Because one thing I haven't even thought about yet is retirement. I haven't thought about that yet, and I really need to start thinking about that. But I feel that before I start thinking about that, I need to know exactly where everything is going so that I can then think how much I can put away for retirement. And that's one of the reasons why I want to start investing. So that investment that I'm putting in is going towards my retirement. Now, a couple of things: I don't have any debt. I have no debt whatsoever. During my divorce, I did get a little bit of a payout from it, and I used all that money to pay off all my debt. So I am completely debt free. I have no credit cards. I have no loan repayments. I have no car repayments. I have nothing. I literally, what I have is what I have. I try and buy things with the money I have. If there's something I want and I can't afford it, I will save for it. I will sell things for it. I will do things like that. But if I can give one bit of advice to anybody about saving money, the first thing it would be to start an emergency fund. It was the best thing I ever did. So when things have gone wrong, like we've had our cooker broke before, our fridge has broken before, I've not had to stress about where the money's coming from because I've got a £1,000 emergency fund. If I have to take money out of that, then I stop everything else. Then I don't put anything in my sinking funds until I've put that back up together again to its £1,000. But if you are just starting out on this journey completely from scratch, set an emergency fund, a £1,000 or more emergency fund, so that if anything breaks and you need that money for an emergency, it is there ready for you. And I also don't have it in my account. I have it in a separate account. My emergency fund is in a completely separate account where I don't look at it, or I can't get to it. I haven't got a card for it. I have to actually go into the bank to get the money, put into another account for me to go and buy what I need to buy. So that's how I've done it with my emergency fund, and it's one of the best things that I've ever done, because when things crop up, I'm not overly stressed because I know I've got the money there. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you budget. Let me know what you think. And again, like I said before, everyone's personal finance journey is different. You've got to do what's best for you, and you are going to make mistakes as you go along the journey. But the point is that you keep going and you learn from those mistakes. If you want more budgeting, more saving videos like this, then do let me know in the comment box below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss those future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.